Alright, what up, y'all? Planet of Fix, and I'm reviewing this Brittany Bowens interview, and one thing just jumped out and grabbed me when she says it. I'm not gonna tell y'all beforehand. I'm gonna say it after y'all hear this.
After the Maleah was missing, where were the other kids?
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to go according to the storyline. So that's what I'm trying to go according to the storyline. So. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to go according to the storyline. So.
All right, now, I don't know about you, but even at the beginning of the interview where the interviewer says, tell us about your whatever, he didn't call it an ordeal. He didn't call it a tragic incident. They keep making light of the fact that this little girl is supposed to be dead. Now, you just heard the mother say she's trying to go according to the storyline. So is Maleah Davis a story, or did it actually occur? Because nobody in their right mind is going to go through something tragic and say, oh, I'm trying to go in accord to the storyline. That storyline is kind of like the Kanika thing. People stopped calling it a tragedy and all this and just started calling it a Kanika situation, Kanika issue. We see the same thing here with Maleah Davis. Her mother just said she's trying to go with the storyline. Now, she could mean the story she was told, or she could mean something else. Let's listen to a little more.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to go according to the storyline. So during that whole day, we was looking for them. We couldn't find them, whatever.
All right, and I'm pausing it because she's not telling us from Darian's perspective to her. She's actually telling us what she allegedly experienced. So why would that be a story instead of an event timeline? I'm trying to go according to the timeline, not storyline. One more time.
That's what I'm trying to go according to the storyline. So during that whole day, we was looking for them. We couldn't find them, whatever. Later on that night.
Whatever. You should never hear no whatevers. You got to realize once this happens to your daughter, a year later, you told this story not only 1,000 times to people, but it's going over in your head 1,000,000 times. So that shows me that she probably wasn't thinking about it much.
Which was Saturday. It was that Saturday. I got a phone call saying that only Corbin and Darian appeared at the hospital at Methodist. I think that's the hospital in Sugar Land.
She used the word that courts use, appeared. How many people would say, I invited so-and-so to my house, but blase blah and blase blah appeared? We normally would say Darian and the baby were the only ones that arrived, that went to the hospital, that showed up. She said appeared.
That's when I realized Maleah was gone. They told me that she had been kidnapped, and I remember I was completely exhausted.
So who took Cortland to the hospital?
Cortland was with Darian.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, and that's just that. I just wanted to get that storyline part together. Y'all hear that? Tell me what you think. All right, what up, y'all? I just did this video, and I deleted it by mistake, so I got to do it over. We're at a year to the date Maleah Davis was discovered, the body, and her mother still can't seem to get her story right. And if you notice, videos been using the word story. Why we don't categorize real life depictions as stories, you know what I mean? The situation, but I guess you could call it a story. Stories are usually written, not lived out. You understand what I'm saying? But it's ironic that not only YouTubers use the word story, but her own mother basically trying to recall the incident. She even calls it a story and says she's trying to get the storyline correctly. Storylines? So what happened to her daughter's a storyline. Here goes my receipt, y'all. Check it out.
After the Maleah was missing, where were the other kids?
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to go according to the storyline. So
She's trying to go according to the storyline or the chain of events. Wouldn't a mother say, I'm trying to go in the timeline or in the chain of events or, you know, the time of the situation? How many of y'all would use the word storyline to describe the Maleah Davis situation? I won't even call it a story.
All right. So I'm talking about after the Maleah was missing, where were the other kids?
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to go according to the storyline. So during that whole day, we was looking for them, we couldn't find them, whatever. Later on that night.
And how many of y'all would have a whatever? You gotta realize when something traumatic like this happens to somebody, you don't even tell people the story 1,000 times, but you go over the story 1,000,000 times in your head, where you'll be saying it fluently because you've been not only saying it to people, but you've been saying it to yourself. You're never gonna say whatever. What is a whatever? When you hear whatever, people normally are lying to you and can't fill in that gap.
Trying to go according to the storyline. So during that whole day, we was looking for them, we couldn't find them, whatever. Later on that night, which was Saturday, it was that Saturday, I got a phone call saying that only Corbin and Darion appeared at the hospital.
All right, that word appear, that's words that you normally use on legal documents dealing with courts. How many of y'all would say, I invited guests over to my house and they appeared 9 hours late? Nobody would say that. You would say they either arrived, they either came late, they showed up late. You wouldn't use the words appear. Once I heard that word appear, I knew that it's some type of legal litigations involved. What is she, a paralegal? She shouldn't be using words like appeared at the hospital. That's specifically for courts. You understand? Appear. Appear, y'all. Let's hear it again.
Saying that only Corbin and Darion appeared at the hospital at Methodist. I think that's the hospital in Sugar Land.
She think after a year, she think that's the hospital in Sugar Land. Now think about it. After a year, the story going on, would you actually have to think about what the hospital was? Think about that, y'all. And who picked them up from the hospital? If that's the case, who picked them up? With that being said, what you heard and saw was the content. For additional content, click the link in the description. Like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, visit my community wall, and if you have time, go to www.amore-eka.com/TV. That's our Planet of the Fakes 2. We are the new umbrella. Planet